Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Shivering Mouse. I am so excited to have you back here today. Today we are going to talk about the Gorilla Falls Exploration Trail in Walt Disney World's Animal Kingdom. And it is so exciting because it's not. What do I mean? Well, I mean that Disney World tends to be an incredibly child-dominated, chaotic, crazy, busy place, right? And so sometimes, especially sometimes after the Magic Kingdom, where there's like children underfoot everywhere, and then after Epcot, when you've tried to hit every single country as thoroughly as possible, sometimes you need a chance to just and get a little quiet. Now this can be easier if you're staying on property, especially somewhere like the Polynesian Resort or the Wilderness Lodge that has walking trails and quiet places and peaceful gardens where you can kind of catch your breath after all of the chaos, usually preferably a little ways away from the pool so that you can just kind of have some quiet. However, if you're staying off property in the chaos that is Orlando, or if you're staying at some of the value resorts that tend to host, cheerleading teams and baseball groups and stuff like that tend to be just as crazy, sometimes you need a break. And Gorilla Falls Exploration Trail is an excellent opportunity to do exactly that. It's a little bit less popular than its big brother, the Maharaja Jungle Trek. It is only about 3/4 of a mile long, so you don't exactly have to be a Run Disney person to pull this off. It's a pretty short little stroll almost. It's not really a hike. It's just really just a stroll. It's a short little walk, and it's so peaceful and quiet because there's not as many people there. A lot of people who have been there a few times don't even know that this place exists. And that's handy, because if you think about it, everywhere has been so busy your whole trip. Your feet are probably sore, and you just want a moment to enjoy nature and enjoy the animals that you get to see at the Animal Kingdom that you wouldn't otherwise get to see at home. And so this is a really excellent opportunity to do that. Now, when I say that it's quiet, I mean Disney quiet, meaning it's not going to be like deserted like up here in the Upper Peninsula. I can go hiking places in the state land where I won't see anybody for the whole day, just me and my husband and my puppies, right? It's not that quiet. It's Disney quiet, meaning that there's still going to be lots of other people there. They have cast members placed throughout the trail to kind of tell you about the different animals that you see as you pass, so that's super handy. The cast members are supposed to be members of the, let me get this name right here, okay. The Pangani Forest Conservation School and Wildlife Sanctuary that is run by the citizens of Harambe. So these are citizens of Harambe that are supposed to be, part of this display. They live with these animals. They're familiar with them. They can give you a rundown on the different animals, and you can ask them questions. Some of them are actually from Africa, and so they have lots of excellent answers and stories to tell. And how did you get here? How did you come to end up working at this place when it's so far away, and you experience these animals back home, and it's really cool to get to talk to some people from other cultures, and especially in the setting where, since you're in the Animal Kingdom, you're supposed to be in the fictional city of Harambe, you're supposed to be there, and so it's really cool to kind of get that cultural piece from people who actually kind of live this experience, and it's really fascinating. And of course that's part of one of the things I love about Epcot too, is that you get to talk to people that are from these other countries, and it's fascinating, like talking to the ladies at Germany who told me how the correct way to pronounce my last name, and to my dismay, I can't pronounce my own last name the right way. It's terrible. I don't have the German throat oomph that they have, to pronounce my own last name properly, but it's fascinating, and it's kind of that same aspect here. Instead of, meeting people from Italy, from Morocco, from the UK. You're meeting people kind of from Africa generally and from Asia generally, so it's not quite as specific, but it's still amazing to talk to people who have a completely different experience from you. And one of the best way to do that is along these trails, because your shopkeepers are probably just Florida residents, at the souvenir shops and on the attractions and stuff like that. So to get an actual conversation with somebody who's not from around here, it's a pretty neat way to do that right on these trails. And since it is a quieter trail, you can sometimes access a little more of their time without being rude. The Maharaja Jungle Trek is quite a bit longer, so you don't want to take up all of the cast members' time. It's great to have those conversations, but they have dozens more people, sometimes people with kids, that they want to have these conversations with, and so you feel kind of rude taking up a bunch of their time. Gorilla Falls, since it's a smaller trail, kind of tucked in the back, most people don't know about it, you can talk to these cast members for a longer period of time and get more out of the experience, ask them more in-depth questions, both about their home and about what they do here at Disney, and, maybe about the animals that are on display there, too. Yeah. Might have a couple questions about that, but it's amazing the depth of their knowledge too. It's fascinating. So there you go. The description on Disney Go is: explore a lush tropical forest inhabited by native African wildlife, including gorillas, hippos, and exotic birds. Now, when I was going through this list, just like the list I did the other day for the Kilimanjaro safaris, listed on this list of exotic birds includes ducks, which I still find hilarious that they bother putting down that there are ducks in the attraction, because there are ducks on the sidewalk at the Magic Kingdom. I mean, ducks are everywhere. One time, we left our door open at the garden level on the Polynesian, and ducks were in our room. So, Disney has ducks. One of the Fab Five is, in fact, a duck. So, I feel like they don't have to include that in the list with lions and meerkats and zebras. Oh, by the way, there's ducks. Okay. Well, I'll take your ducks and have a good day. Just some things to consider. You can ride this attraction. It's really a walkthrough. You can walk through at any height or age. Obviously, they don't have like a measure stick. Oh, sorry, kiddo, you're too short to walk this trail. No height limit, no age limit. You can remain in your wheelchair for the entire attraction, whether you have like a little automatic scooty guy or whether you have a family member give you a push, whether you're wheeling yourself. It is wheelchair accessible, so you should be able to do the entire trail and see all of the animals, so long as 3/4 of a mile isn't too much for you. But honestly, if you're doing the Animal Kingdom, 3/4 of a mile is not too much for you because you're going to be going all day long, and that's probably the second most amount of miles I had on my last trip was the Animal Kingdom. Most amount was Epcot. So yeah, if you've taken on this park, I'm assuming even if you're in a wheelchair that you can pull off the 3/4 mile trek. Let's see, some of the other animals listed are meerkats, zebras, lowland gorillas, black and white colobus monkeys, yellow-backed duiker, okapi, and a gerenuk, which I don't know what a gerenuk is, but I don't know, it sounds kind of like a mythological monster. But it's probably not. It's probably some kind of deer, because there's a lot of those in the Animal Kingdom. Other safety considerations to consider safely. Speak to a cast member before bringing your service animal on this attraction. This is the same warning I gave with Kilimanjaro safaris, and it applies for the same reason here, is that some of these animals get a little distracted or unnerved or uncomfortable with the presence of dogs or cats or, those cute little miniature ponies that people put sneakers on. They can be a little bit of a strange experience for the animals that are in the attraction, so just make sure you speak with a cast member, which I'm taking to mean that some animals will be accepted and some will not. So, I don't know, probably depends on what your assistant animal is. We will see. So if anybody gets feedback on that, let me know, because I want to know what the speak to a cast member means, because that's not a yes, but it's not a no. Who knows? Up for interpretation, huh, Disney? There you go. But yeah, I've got to say, probably to me, one of the most appealing thing about both this and the Maharaja Jungle Trek is just the smell of tropical plants. And I don't know, this sounds crazy to non-Disney people, but it'll probably make sense to you guys. There is a smell. It's like, I like to call it the smell of humidity. My hair hates it. I love it. It's the smell of fresh tropical plants and dripping water and dew and springs. It's kind of like when you go to the beach, how you can smell the beach coming before you can see it. This is like that, only it's like a thick, heavier, more humid smell, and I love it. It's what I imagine a rainforest smells like, and there's something about it that is at the same time so peaceful and so exciting. Like your imagination goes crazy and your hair goes crazy, and yet your emotions are just calm and serene. And so I love that smell, and really the whole animal kingdom has that smell a little bit, and I like to call it the smell of adventure. It's kind of like the smell of Pirates of the Caribbean, only it has more of like a fresh, oxygenated plant, earthy smell to it, and I love it. I know, you're probably thinking I'm crazy standing here talking to you all about how this attraction smells. But it smells good. Like, I love that jungle smell. The Jungle Cruise has this same smell. And it's, I don't know how to describe it, but a leafy, wet, tropical smell. And it's fantastic. And I know somebody out there definitely agrees with me on this. That jungle smell is gorgeous, and it's so exciting. I don't even know why. That smell of humidity, that, oh, I better grab my ponytail holder because it's going to be a day, humidity smell. So if you can relate to that, or even if you can't, don't hesitate to comment. You can comment here in the comment section of my video, or you can drop me a line at patreon.com/shiveringmouse, where you can also support the program, or you can email me at shiveringmouse@gmail.com and just let me know if you too understand the smell of humidity, because it's a real thing. Maybe only curly-haired people actually sniff out humidity, like, because we're kind of terrified of it, like it's a constant threat to our existence, kind of like how rabbits know the smells of dogs. Curly-haired people know the smell of humidity, and we know time to break out more product. I don't know. Maybe it's just, like I said, maybe it's something everybody smells. Maybe it's a crazy thing that only curly people do, where we get up in the morning and go, it smells humid, better get out some stuff. I don't know. I don't know if everybody else is humidity sensitive. My dad once said that my hair is like a barometer, and it really is. So let me know whether you yourself have experienced the smell of humidity, the jungle smell that you're going to get on the Gorilla Falls Exploration Trail. Tell me if you've experienced Gorilla Falls and your experience with cast members on Gorilla Falls Exploration Trail or Kilimanjaro Safaris. They are so fun, and it's so cool to get to know people from other parts of the world. And yeah, just let me know all about it. Again, looking forward to seeing you, and have a wonderful weekend. It's been a real pleasure to talk to you today.